anxious to get ready for the game with Buffalo. We had, we've got a 3-game losing streak going on. Lost to a very good Bowling Green team that is the defending champion of the conference, and went out there and had a tough ball game. Still have had a problem with turnovers, and got behind at the end and lost a tough one. Now we've got to regroup from this and move forward now, and we're excited to play Buffalo, and a lot of our goals still out there. A Buffalo team that's had played some very good football this year. Probably should have beaten that same Bowling Green team. They probably should have beaten them the week before, or when they played earlier this year. Probably should have beaten them, but missed a short yard. Up by, I want to say 30, up by 5 points, with a chance to get a first down, run the clock, 3rd and 1, run the clock out, get a first down, game's over, and they missed a field goal, and the other team goes back and scores at the end of the game, wins the game. So to give you an idea about how well they have played, our team has worked hard, knowing they have got a lot of goals out there that we've still got a chance to meet. I talked a little bit about adversity and dealing with that adversity, which our team's dealing with right now. It's been a roller coaster. You go out there. I told our players today before the game, when you lost to Marshall and you were 1-2, and you began to doubt what kind of man we just got waxed. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? How are you going to respond to this? We went out and had one of the best wins we've had in school history with a win over Pitt and 2 more wins to win 3 straight. Now we've had some turnovers. We've lost 3 games, and then I think the question arises again: how are you going to respond? There's plenty of football out there, a lot of goals still out there, and so the key is how to respond. I think our players are responding very well. We've had very good practice. They're excited about it, and they know that they know, just as we've said before, that this game and this month very important for their success of their football season. So anyway, that's where we're at now, and we got a big game with Buffalo in a team that's had to go through some great adversity themselves. We lose your head coach, and you've got a rally around the team and togetherness, and I think you'll see that happen. Any questions?
Do you see any difference in Buffalo between before and after the coaching change?
No, they not really. I mean, if you look, I don't think Buffalo would say they played their best game against Ohio, night before last. And it wasn't. But when you watched them play Bowling Green right before that, they're still a very good football team. They're a very good football team. We can't worry too much about Bowling Green. I mean, about Buffalo and where their mind or psyche is. They're a team that won 8 games, went to a bowl last year, did an outstanding job. They've lost some close ball games this year, and their school decided to make a change. This is still mostly the same guys that went out there and put them in a bowl situation last year. And our conference is always about a tight win or a tight loss. That's what our conference is about. But I know they'll be pumped up to play us, and our players know the magnitude of this game and what it can mean to them, and so it's a big game for us.
How do you view the current situation as far as its evolution for the program?
Again, you're talking about. I don't think until retrospect you can answer those questions as far as anything about the season. You look back at the season and see where you are. Right now, we got a lot of goals still out there, and so you just got to focus on this game. We know what we're doing and where we're going, and this game's real important to us. They've all been, but I don't think I look back and address that. I don't think I look back and analyze and scrutinize the entire season. 3 days before my next game with Buffalo.
One thing about Tuesday night I'd like to ask: when Chisholm scored the touchdown, the game was still there, even with all the turnovers. The game was still in the balance. But then it came. It seemed like
they had a big run. They had 3rd and 1. They made a big run with 60 yards for a touchdown. Again, we made mistakes. Bowling Green did not make as many mistakes. Both teams played pretty first half. I thought the defenses and the weather won the game. We go down and miss a field goal. They make a field goal, and actually we go down and throw a turnover in the end zone in the first half. We're going down. We're on the 17-yard line. Then they go back, kick a field goal, to go up 6-3. But at the end, it just ended up being the turnovers put our defense in difficult situations, and we've got to correct that. We can focus on what we have to correct, and we just got to correct that. But if we can correct the turnovers and get back to a game where we don't do the things that give people an advantage by turning the football over, and I believe the kids will come. I believe they'll have a good showing when it comes to turnovers.
Questions?
Is there anything you can point to turnover-wise? I mean, it's all been all over the place, really. And I know a lot of it the other night was weather, but.
Yeah, but you know, again, they had one, we had five.
Yeah.
They had one, we had five. So there, you know, the weather's the same for both people. We had 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and you know, it's unusual how things go because the series right before we fumbled the ball on the snap and it went in the end zone for a score, they fumbled the exact same snap, went through the quarterback's hand, rolled back 5 yards. He had enough time to run back and lay on it and get on it, and our quarterback didn't have time before he got hit, and they got a touchdown. The other team just punted away from it. But sometimes it comes in spurts. But you know what? I think in the and I consider 14 turnovers in 3 games. One of them was a punt, block punt, are ones that we can correct. I think we've got to make very, very sure that we're making good decisions on that. We coaches have to make sure we do a good job of not putting our players in a situation that where maybe there's too much pressure to make a mistake or do something they don't need to be doing at that time. Main thing is it has come in spurts. We were 12th in the nation at 4-2 in the turnover margin, and because of that, we were winning close ball games. But so we just got to go. You know, and again, I can talk to you about it. Sometimes the more you talk about turnovers, the more it gets into your head. So there's that fine point. But you know, you can't hardly not talk about to your players the fact that, hey man, let's don't turn the ball over, don't give up a big play, and we'll have a chance to be successful.
How have they responded to those talks?
Well, you don't make, the offensive linemen don't get it. They didn't have any turnovers. It only goes to certain segment meetings where you have to do things that, you know, to make sure you do things to use good. You know, the whole deal is don't be positive. Man, let's go out there and use good judgment. Let's make good decisions. Let's protect the football. Let's create. Now, the other thing is, we're not creating as many turnovers, you know. We're out there and we had none turnover. We didn't get any turnovers against Ball State. We got 1 turnover against the last game against Bowling Green, and we got 2 the game before. So we're not creating the turnovers either. So I think you just challenge your guys to go out there and do what these are our goals, and these are what we said we would do. And hopefully we go out there and just fundamentally we got to make sure we coaches do the right things in practice to give our players the best chance to have success on the field.
How many? This is a 2-part question. How many of the interceptions, since that seems to be the bulk of what
9 out of those.
Yeah, how many of those have been jump ball interceptions, and then because of that, is that something you back away from?
No, I mean we're talking about the last two. The last two were that way, and they were just, you know, the last 2 were wall balls that we throw takeoff routes, and
Right.
the defense won the battle. And I think those 2, I think we can look at those, analyze those like anything else, and say it would have been better served to put the ball here as opposed to there. I think those are correctable mistakes there. And then we expect our receivers also to, if you don't catch it, don't let the other guy catch it. So there's a lot of,
that's part of your
yeah, that's part of your responsibility in that position. So again, it's not like we've thrown a lot of interceptions on takeoff routes. Just we hit 2 of them out there that got away from us, and we've got to make sure that doesn't happen again. That's going to happen some. You watch when you play football nowadays, the way spread offenses go. You throw takeoff route to get 3 things to happen: catch the ball, get a pass interference, you know, or get a pass interference. Those are the 2 things offensively. Whereas defensively, you want to try to intercept it. But we either want to get a catch or get a pass interference, and you don't always necessarily get the catch, but you want the pass interference, but you don't want to get the turnover.
Coach, Traylor Bennett was out the last game. He's the guy that stretches the field. If he comes back, will that help kind of create more opportunities for the offense? He's been a
good big play guy for us. I'm not sure he's going to his status right now as far as him being able to play this week. He's questionable. But again, Andrew Pratt made a big catch on Saturday on a post route over the middle and put us in field goal range for that one. I don't think you see a lot of difference between Pratt and Michael Traylor Bennett, but anytime you've got some guys out there that are 6'4", you know, can do a little better job going deep. That does help you a little bit. But I think overall, we just got to do a good job of using good judgment where we're throwing and making the catches when they occur.